Hey, it's Butter. In this video, I'll be sharing my current Karakuri staff builds after the recent nerfs and weapon rebalances, and if you're interested in other weapons, I also have builds for bow, bladed Wagasa, and claw blade which you can find in the description below. With that said, let's dive in. First, we will use the same armor sets for all weapon builds. We will use the headgear and chest piece from Emberplume for its Deaf Ears and Desperation skills along with some bonus skills and buffs. For the arms, we will use the Wayward Brigand Tekko for one-stroke fury skill. For the legs, we will use another Emberplume gear for critical draw skill. Finally, we will use another Wayward armor for its resurrection skill. This will allow us to withstand critical moments when our gauge is already full. Now for the talismans. Once again, talismans in the game can greatly affect your setup, so it's important to collect good talismans and try out different setup. Let's discuss the first build, which I'm going to call the risky build. I use this build when fighting kimonos that I'm familiar with, fights where I know I won't be easily hit. The perfect example of this is my hunt for deeply volatile Soul Stalker, which I finish in about a minute. For this set, I use 5 talismans with Desperation skill, and for the weapon, here are the skills in the weapon tree required for this build. This provides about a total of 30% increase in damage, however, they also lower our defenses, increasing the risk of being 1 or 2 shotted when hit. Hence, I call it the risky build. Now for the second build, let's call it the safe build. I use this build when fighting kimonos that I'm not familiar with, fights that I expect to be hit often. The perfect example of this is my hunt for deeply laharbak, which I finish in about 1 minute and 45 seconds. For this set, I use 5 talismans with 1-stroke fury skill, and for the weapon, here are the skills and weapon tree required for this build. This provides us a total of about 50% increased damage when breaking kimono parts. This set doesn't lower our defenses like the previous build, increasing our chances of survivability, hence I call it the safe build. Finally, for the third set, we have a somewhat gimmicky strategy that can be effective, especially for kimonos with low HP. We're gonna call this one the surprise attack build. Surprise attack skills only work if a kimono doesn't notice you before it screams. For this set, I use 5 talismans with the surprise attack skill, and for the weapon, here are the skills and weapon tree required for this build. This provides us a total of 100% increased damage before we are noticed by the kimono. I only recommend using this build when you know you can prevent the kimono from screaming or have enough time to release massive damage before it screams. The perfect example of this is my 29-second hunt of Golden Tempest. The downside of this build is that you'll lose a significant amount of damage from the previous builds once the kimono has noticed you. Therefore, I do not recommend this set for long hunts such as in multiplayer. When it comes to selecting a build for certain situations, here are my recommendations. For multiplayer games, I suggest using safe builds as they increase the chance of survivability. This is also ideal for fighting new monsters where you are not familiar with. If you know you won't be easily hit during a hunt, I recommend using the risky build. For solo player hunts, hunting kimonos with easily breakable parts, or kimonos with low HP, I recommend using the surprise build. I am also in the middle of creating an in-depth Karakuri staff, claw blade, bladed Wagasa, and bow gameplay guide, which is almost finished, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and if you found it useful, please like the video and leave a sub to my channel. Your support helps me as a creator and helps me to improve my future videos. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I will answer to the best of my knowledge. Good luck and have fun!